Hey you guys, today I'm going to talk about the Rap Game Season 2 Episode 4. I finally watched it. Ain't got no notes or no kids, so we just going to get through this episode and we're going to just talk about some things that I remember from the show. But it was a good episode. This episode was really about perseverance, and it's pushing through and stuff like that, never giving up and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I can deal with this episode. So I do remember, like, at the beginning, the parents was sitting around, and they were talking about the kids, and they were talking about writing their raps or whatever. And Jada, Jayla, Jayla, yeah, Jayla Marie, her manager was asking the other women about how did they feel about Jayla or whatever not writing her rhymes or whatever. And because it takes her a little longer, you know what I'm saying? And the parents feel like I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not fair to the other kids, being this is a competition. So, he kind of felt the way, but I'm like, you asked the question, whatever. So then, JD had took the kids out to kind of give them the history of So Deaf. That's what he wanted to do, give them the history of So Deaf. So he took them to go see the brat. And the brat was telling them, you know what I'm saying, how they were talking about the history of her, how she got with JD, and how when she got to Atlanta, she got in his car somehow, got his music up in there when he wasn't in there. That's how he got to know her. And you know what I'm saying, her just not trying to give up on her dreams of being on So Deaf. And that's, if y'all don't know, the brat is my favorite female rapper, like, of all times. She is my favorite. If you go through my tag videos, she is my favorite of all time. So yeah, I've been watching her since the beginning. So I was liking how she was giving them advice about not giving up or whatever, and about So Deaf, it's not about giving up. They don't take no L's and stuff like that. So that was cool. Next, they went to a store at the mall or whatever, and they ran into Bow Wow. Was that one? And Bow Wow gave them some more advice about being on So Deaf, and wearing. He had brought out these big pants, and letting them know they had big pants to fill and stuff like that. So that was cool. They also went to go meet up with JD's father, and this is what we learned, that JD father was his manager as a kid and stuff like that. His father was also in the record music industry before he got with him. He became his manager. But they said they was asking him questions about when did he know that JD had it, and he said around 10. So the other parents was like, okay, yeah, because I think Lil Key's mama was saying that's when she noticed about her son wanted to be a rapper. She knew he had something or whatever. So that was cool. And I just like to hear, JD's father give advice to the kids. And, it was really, really cool. Because, like I said, I never knew that his father was his manager. I don't know why. I just never knew that. So that was cool to learn that. What else did they have to do? Because, they end up having to write a rap or whatever. And it was about the history of So Deaf, and they had to, like, incorporate them being in So Deaf or something like that. So I was like, okay, cool. Y'all know Jayla Marie had a hard time writing, because she had a hard time. She has to get her stuff, her ideas to her team. And he was on the phone, her manager was on the phone with the team, and he was giving ideas or whatever, then the phone went dead. So he was hoping he had to, can get the song in time for her to practice the song and get it right. But he also had to tell her, like, I think we're going to have to do this on our own, baby girl, and get to doing this or whatever. And I was just like, this girl is not, the whole time I'm watching this episode, I'm like, this girl is not ready. I don't know why are y'all pushing this, but this girl is not ready for this. else ended up happening? They ended up going to sound check, and it was a flop. They all messed. Well, Lil Keys messed up, and his mama totally was going off on him. But I understand where Monty's mama was coming from. Was like, that's not. It's the time and the place for everything. But at the same time, when you his manager, you gotta kind of take out mommy mode and be his manager and give him the tough love that he needs, because everything she was saying to him was right. It was like, we understand you in a competition, but you need to get up out your head. And that's what I always say about him too. He be so into his head, or so into what other people is going to think, that he's not able to perform the way he would like to. I have seen these kids' videos, and I have seen that Monty has something. I mean, yeah, I've seen Monty has a little potential. I still don't feel like he's the winner for this. Lil Keys has potential. I've seen his music. Prince of New York, we can tell even his videos on YouTube that he's just beginning. So I kind of understand him. Nia K, like, she looked like she's been doing this for a long time. Did I look at Jayla Marie's? Yeah, because she did covers of people, and I just was still saying the same thing about her, like I've said all the time. I think the girl needs to be a model. I just really, no shade to her, I just really think she needs to be a model. But like I said, they were at sound check, and Little Keys flopped. None of them really was prepared. Jayla Marie was really not prepared. She really kept messing up. So her manager took it upon himself to tell JD that she would not be performing for everybody because she was not ready. JD kind of looked at that like as a plus, but also as a negative. And I looked at that at the same thing too. Like, this is a competition, and you don't want to hinder your artist by not letting her do anything. Even if she had to do 2 lines or whatever, let that be it. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of dumb for him. They end up having the showcase of what they needed to do, the little rap they needed to write or whatever. Oh, what I liked about Monty is when everybody was in that pool playing and stuff, he was in that room writing raps. And I said, okay, that's cool. But it didn't pay off. But I'm just saying, I did like that part about him. They end up performing in front of JD's dad, the Brat, and Bow Wow and JD. And nobody did good but Nia K. Nia K ripped it. And I'll keep telling y'all, that little girl is a beast when it comes to her talent. Her ego maybe needs to calm down a little bit, but well, you cannot deny her talent. Just like the last girl that won for season 1, you couldn't deny her talent. Her ego was fucked up, but you could not deny her talent, and you couldn't deny this girl's talent when it came to her rap and her history of it. It was flawless to me. Everybody else messed up. You know, Jayla Marie, like I said, she didn't even perform. So, but everybody else messed up, but they did even keep going. Prince of New York didn't mess up, but I did agree with JD when he says that he do be doing this all the damn time, because I be sitting there doing this when he be rapping. I'm just saying, I like him though. I really believe in his talent as well. So they go back to the house, they do the hit list, and there is only 4 places on the hit list. So Jayla is really, really nervous. Before they do the hit list, she called her mama to get words of encouragement from her mama, and her mama did that for her, but she was still nervous. Like I said, the hit list only had 4 spots, and he said it was only 4 spots because her ass Jayla didn't do nothing, so why should she have a position when you didn't do nothing? You don't do nothing, you don't be on the charts. So I understood that part. So number 4 was Monty. Number 3 was Little Keys, as them 2 should be. Little Prince of New York was number 2, and Nikki K was number 1. And that lineup was right where it should have been. It wasn't, nobody got cheated out of their spots. Everybody was exactly where they should have been, regardless of what JD said or not. Everybody, to me, in my opinion. Y'all know this video is just my opinion. Y'all be wanting to give me an opinion, but it's just my opinion. Um, but yeah, I like this episode. And he was about to send Jayla Marie home, but he said he saw potential in her because he's the one chose her. And I'm sitting there like, you doing yourself a disservice too. I'm just saying, because I just feel like it's not fair. And I'm with Little Keys. It's not fair that this girl do not write her raps. It's taking her longer. And then when she comes, she's still not been prepared. And this has been week after week. It's not just 1 week. It has been week after week that this little girl has not been prepared. So, I think she just needs to go home. And it's no shade to her. I just think this not the competition for her. I don't think she's prepared for this. I don't even think she's prepared for this life. She's always crying. I don't even think she's prepared for the life. And y'all might say, oh, I'm biased, Nia K. She be crying too, yada yada yada. But yeah, but I think little Nia K a little bit stronger than Jayla Marie. She be crying, and I want her to get that shit together. Every time your ass is in the bottom, you want to have a nervous breakdown. Girl, suck that shit up. But this week you're number 1, so you're going to be on a high and thinking you the shit next week. We already know. If y'all don't like my cussing when it comes to these little kids, tune off. They fair game like everybody else. I'm just saying. Anyway. That's all I got. The Rap Game Season 2, Episode 4. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about it. I'll talk to y'all in the comment section. Make sure you follow me on all social media by The Ghetto View, THA, not THE. If you want me to follow you back on social media or something, let me know some kind of way to follow you back, and I will. Alright, you guys. Peace out.